Hello everyone, this is Harsimran. Welcome back to the podcast. Two takes. I know काफ़ी टाइम हो गया था बट इट वाज समथिंग ऑन माय माइंड. इसलिए आज मैं एक बहुत स्पेशल टॉपिक और एक बहुत स्पेशल गेस्ट के साथ आया हूँ. एंड आई एम जॉइंड बाय माय फादर मिस्टर भूपिंदर सिंह, and we will be talking about the banquet business, the restaurant business over the last 20 years, because he has worked in that line for extensive, like 20 years. And we will talk about how things have changed, how things were. So isi ke sath, I would want my father to give a brief introduction, and then we can start with the interview.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bhupinder Singh. I'll be talking to my son about my experience, say starting late 80s when I happened to this urban world from a small village from Punjab. And what changes have taken place, these all things he'll be asking. I'll try to answer.
ओके, सो डैड, सबसे पहला सवाल है कि जब आपने शुरुआत करी तो कैसा था रेस्टोरेंट और बैंक्वेट बिजनेस बैक देन?
यस, उस वक्त अगर मैं बैंक्वेट की बात करूं तो बैंक्वेट बिजनेस इतना ज़्यादा नहीं था जितना आज देखने को मिलता है. उस वक्त बड़े बड़े बैंक्वेट्स जो हुआ करते थे वो मेनली 5 स्टार्स में ही हुआ करते थे. बट जब हम आए हैं इस लाइन में तो प्राइम लोकेशंस में भी कुछ बैंक्वेट्स शहरों में नज़र आने लगे थे. उस ट्रेंड को फिर चलता देख के, क्योंकि हर कोई बाहर शादी, हर बाहर फंक्शन करने का एक माहौल बना, तो इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में बड़े बड़े प्लॉट्स में भी बैंक्वेट्स हमने उस वक्त देखे, जो आज थोड़े ऑकवर्ड लगते हैं क्योंकि अभी इंडस्ट्री बहुत बदल गई है, बहुत कुछ एम्बियंस बदल गया है. उस वक्त शुरुआती दौर में या तो टेंट हुआ करते थे बड़े बड़े या फिर इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में. उसके बाद की जो चेंज हमने देखी, थोड़े टाइम के बाद फिर फार्म हाउसेस का ट्रेंड चला जो बड़ा सक्सेसफुल रहा, आउटडोर केटरिंग्स का, फार्म हाउसेस का. और 5 स्टार तो अपने तरीके से चल ही रहे थे. 5 स्टार्स भी उस वक्त से अब तक बहुत बदल गए हैं, उन्होंने भी इस लाइन में. अब रेस्टोरेंट्स की बात करें तो उस वक्त जो रेस्टोरेंट होते थे नामी ग्रामी होते थे. उस वक्त लोग चल के जाते थे कि भाई इतने किलोमीटर जाना है और सारी फैमिली ने जाना है. मेनली एक हेड ऑफ द फैमिली डिसाइड कर लेता था कि भाई ये चीज़ें ले आओ और सब लोग खाते थे. खाना हैवी हुआ करता था और बहुत मेहनत से बना हुआ खाना हुआ करता था. तो ये उस वक्त की बात बता रहा हूँ, जो आगे चल के बताऊंगा कि उसके अंदर कितनी चेंजेस आई, क्योंकि मैं उस लाइन के अंदर तक था. बीइंग F&B कंट्रोलर, my one leg was in the kitchen, the other was in the operational area, be it restaurant or banquets. So as he asks, I'll progress gradually.
Thank you so much for such a good answer. So moving on, a follow up question to this, कि was there any particular moment or a trend you saw early that hinted that the industry is maybe changing? कुछ ऐसा आपने notice किया हो कि okay, this is something different, ऐसा नहीं हुआ करता था, and maybe that was a sign of what was coming in the future?
Yes, like other industries, like we in our country, we saw a different, era after 1991 or so. Call centers, multinational companies, and big companies entered India, and so entered their employees, and so their taste, and the people who were working for them gradually started thinking like them. Now I'm talking about fast food, quick bite, these things. So these liberalization which happened in India, hotel industry also jumped into it. In fact, hotel industry was on the forefront on these aspects. Big restaurants, big international chains opened up, and there started quick. I remember when Maggie quick bite 2 minute something, it was launched in an amusement park in central Delhi. So we used to go and see what is it which we get in just 2 minutes, and they just in front of us gave us in 2 minutes a 5 rupees a plate or something. Actually they started it from very low price to attract the people. So youngsters were very catchy. We were also youngs at that time. So that was, the beginning of this trend, which later on, in a very fast speed, it changed, where our Mughlai, North Indian cuisine, overnight cooking, charcoal cooking, slow cooking, that all went on slowing down over the period of time. This is what was in the beginning. And we were witnessing this all, although we started up with that, but end up starting up with the new this thing. And heavy foods trend, was missing. Even our restaurant hotel owners would tell that don't put too much of heavy dry fruit gravies and other things. So that changeover took place in 10 years, 15 years, up to now, I would say. It's going on and on. It's a quick bite time, everything in 2 minutes, I'll say in nutshell.
Nee, that's very well said, because now if you think about it, like मैगी का एंटर होना मार्केट में, लिबरलाइजेशन का होना, एंड एक डेफिनेटली एक डिफरेंट ऑडियंस का आना, जिसकी वजह से टेस्ट चेंज हो गया, प्रेफरेंसेस चेंज हो गई, दैट रियली हैपेंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर आईज. एंड I can't even imagine what would it be like to live in that era. But like, you are my time portal right now, I can ask you all those questions. So moving on, we will be talking about some big changes that happened over the time. So जो next सवाल है वो है कि everything feels very different today, but what major changes you have noticed in today's industry and what it was back then?
Well, during our times, manual things were, taking place. Everything was manually done. You see, things were done. Now, machinery, technology, and international, what do you call it, artificial intelligence. These things were not then there. Now everything is under watch. For example, if you have a big kitchen for your restaurant hotel, you need not to stand in the corner and watch how they are working. You need one or two cameras, and or you can be in New York or somewhere, you can keep an eye on them. And this is also a good sign for hygiene point of view and for the productivity. These things are new, and this change is good. See, change is constant. Change is, it's as you take it. It's in good sense, it's very good. Lots of startups are coming up. During our times, these, starting a restaurant was a dream for many. Nowadays, youngsters, they are very equipped with the intelligence, awareness is there, and they are doing it in a very well manner way. But our grudge is that the authenticity, or the original things or organic things are missing in this era. See, we every day see the paneer restaurant is attacked. Paneer restaurant is checked, where paneer of a very famous restaurant, paneer is not up to the mark. These things are worrisome. But the major change, again, I would say that people are, uh, they're looking for variety. They are not looking for, I would say, quality doesn't matter these days. They need a very small, see, subways and all, they stand and get their choice and make their dish. So these things were not then. Now these things are there, and kids, the new generation is working very hard. They are doing uh, brain jobs, so they need light foods, they need quick foods. And these all things are happening, which are, I mean, in a good sense, are good also, but for people from previous generation are little worrisome also. We had never any problem of stress, BP during our times, but nowadays, we see new generation stressed up, and they have very new kind of problems which we never faced. And yes, these things are there.
नहीं, आई थिंक आपने बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट बोला कि वी हैव काइंड ऑफ ट्रेडेड क्वांटिटी ओवर क्वालिटी. and because it's all about speed now, it's all about how quickly things are being delivered to us, तो कहीं ना कहीं हमने टेस्ट और फ्लेवर को कहीं ना कहीं गिव अप कर दिया है. सो अ फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन टू दिस इज, मतलब उस टाइम के जो बैंक्वेट्स रेस्टोरेंट्स का डे टू डे फंक्शनिंग थी, हाउ इज इट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम टुडेज डे टू डे फंक्शनिंग, इफ यू कैन कंपेयर एंड टेल अस.
See, during that time, long duties were a normal thing. See, when we were in restaurants, in banquets, coming in the morning around 9, 10, and going late in the evening, when party is over or when function is over, say 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But in between, sleeping there, I mean, feeling at home, that trend has changed. Now, uh, as this new generation, people are very aware of their rights, and they know what time to work, how much to work. They allocate their time in a proper way. They are doing it in a good way, and that change is there. Many places we find people working for 4 6 hours only, or people during our times it was like second home for us. Once go there and be there, especially hotel industry where you get food, where you get every eating thing, you need nothing else to roam around, because once you are okay, you sleep there when you get time. Those things have changed. And secondly, networking has changed. During our times, there were, you see, these mobile and other facilities were not there, so people were working hard, and the biggest easy thing was to do was sleeping on a sofa or somewhere. Now we have these gadgets, and generation next is busy. They are doing it for themselves, they are doing it for good or bad, that is another issue altogether. But these things keep them alive, keep them updated. They know everything in the world, whatever is happening, even on duty, even off duty, they know everything. And the mode of transport has changed a lot. During our times, there were not these much facilities which we see in today's world. And these are the things, main things, which are changed.
वेरी वेल सेड. आई थिंक मतलब जो 80s से 2000, लेट 2000s का ट्रांजिशन है, जितना वहाँ पे इनोवेशन और डेवलपमेंट हुआ है, आई डोंट थिंक किसी और जनरेशन ने इतना देखा हो. बट कमिंग बैक टू द टॉपिक, नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट challenges in the industry. So my next question is, you know that every industry has its struggles, so what were some of the biggest challenges when you were working, and what do you think, what are today's biggest challenges?
Well, challenges are also changing with time. Challenges are always there in the business, be it 20, 30 years back, or be it 30 years from now. Challenges would always be there. But yes, earlier, the relation, which was emotional relation, was very strong. See, employer and employee. I know so many friends of mine who were calling their owner Bhaiya ji, Bhabhi ji, and that thing was good and bad. Good was like they were taken for granted that we will spend our entire life in this outlet, right? The bad was that they were exploited badly in the name of Bhaiya Bhabi, and which they would know when they are nowhere, they have no place to go. So these things are not now happening. This is a challenge. If you hire somebody, you need to pay well, and the new generation is very professional, and they should be, yes. You give your full potential, but charge for it. Don't let your employer exploit you in any way. Bhaiya bhabi or things, these are things of past. This is a challenge for both, for the easygoing employees and for befooling kind of employers. That is one thing. Second is, with time, one should allocate, a professional should allocate one's life in different parts. You see, initially, employees should change over to, at least I would always say that 3 4 places you change. And another to add another feather to your cap, go abroad once, even if you go for a year or so. When you go out of your country, it's like going out of a phase to another one. You cannot imagine how much you gain, how much you improve. You see your potential. You repent, oh my goodness, I would have done it much earlier. So that thing is a challenge for the employers, because it's very easy now go to Dubai or other countries. For our times it was not that easy. Nowadays, if you have these gadgets, you can directly try, you can get job directly. And in our times, see, getting job was visiting personally office to office, and that is not now. It's, you can just apply on LinkedIn or other, these kind of facilities to find another job. So it's tough on both ends. It's not easy for the employees as well, because employer can fire you anytime. You see big companies firing in so many people in one go. So that is a challenge for the employees, and in the same time, employers should also not take granted, because people are internet savvy. This coordination, these networking things are affecting both parties, and market is vast now. There are so many outlets, you see, and cities have also blossomed. In the past, cities were limited to and limited resources. Now, for example, Delhi is not Delhi now; it's NCR. If you calculate, it goes in crores. So both sides challenges are there, but industry has a very bright future. This industry is very nice industry and has a plenty of opportunities for new coming girls and boys. They should make sure that if they are passionately uh, into it, then they should go ahead. Otherwise, one big minus point in is this industry is you have a limit. You cannot work in old age. It's like it's a game for the younger ones, especially in the front office and in the restaurants. Maybe in the production area one can pull 10-15 years further, but it's make hay while the sunshine kind of thing. So go ahead, changes are good. Everything, take everything to your stride.
Thank you such for such an insightful answer. And just going a bit off topic, since we were talking about getting exposure to foreign countries and how that is important, I wanted to, like, I know that you've been to Muscat, Oman. If you can just quickly tell us how that experience changed you professionally and personally.
Yes, when I went to Gulf countries, I was surprised to know that the customer is valued there, because they have a limited uh, clientele. They don't have floods of people like here we see in India. They, how much care we had to take for the family kids, because they should revisit us, which is missing in our many big cities. People are business wise, people don't much care about, because there is, in every restaurant, in every banquet, there is huge rush. That was one thing which I noticed there. Second was the hygiene. You learn from these countries what hygiene is. See, working till late in the evening and getting up. I mean, you are having your dinner around 12 or 1 late in the night, and thereafter you are cleaning the entire restaurant. You are washing the entire kitchen. No matter you are working in the front or storekeeper, or you are whatever, but you all together work together, and covering each and every dish. These things are followed religiously there. That is very good thing which you learn. And above all, you have, here in India we have a problem with English, with many of us. I am also one of them. So Once you go to these countries, Germany, Japan, and you go to Russia or many other countries, including complete Gulf, they don't bother. You you feel that if you don't know good English, that's not a minus thing, that's a plus thing, that your mother tongue is different, yet you are speaking English. And once you get that feel and come back to the previous field, you are hero, you are monitor of the class. That thing, gets out of you. And of course, your demand increases. When you come from any foreign country, your demand increases. And let me tell you, if you demand more, your employer is anxious about you. Yes, he is asking more, he has something, he is a gem. So that feeling comes. Likewise, so many things come, an exposure comes. If your client tomorrow in your city, if client is from that country and you tell that I have been to that country, oh, that makes you different from many. So that's why I always been saying that must visit, be it for a year or 6 months, you must get out of your country and come back and see the difference. That's what I was telling. I tell him also all the time.
No, I understand the importance of getting exposure and experience. So coming back to the challenges section, there is one little question that we have to address. That is, was there ever a moment when you thought this industry is getting too tough? So somewhere you had to take a decision. So if you can talk about that.
See, if I talk about the entire hotel industry, many people come to this industry. You see, entry gate is too big. And with a certain age, say around 40, 45, there are a few who occupy the higher posts. They can stay. I tell them to stay. All the best. You have become general manager. You enjoy till your retirement. But if you are not, then it's good time for you to quit. By the time you quit, you should have sufficient funds to play in other fields, like any of the other fields. You should support your children. You should invest in share business, in real estate, or something else. You should play with the money you have earned. This is my suggestion. I mean, all of them cannot occupy big posts. You see, if we have 200 people working in the kitchen, all of them are not going to be chef, executive chef. Only a couple of people will emerge to that post. It's all right. It's okay. No grudge, no grievances. You get aside and do something. You can start your own. See, these days startups, you get a counter in the in mall where everything is centrally managed. You need not to stand there even. You put 2 3 people there, and your cash is taken by somebody else. They are supplying the food. You can manage it. You can take weekly money from there or monthly money from there. There are so many sources relating to your field, to your passion. You can do that. And second thing is, when you at a certain age, you don't feel like doing certain things, even if you are in any field. I'm not talking about politicians. In any other field, age, you get exhausted. If you're a human being, you get exhausted. You cannot do a thing throughout your life. You're not born to do it throughout your life. You need some changes. So change is constant. There's nothing wrong in it. You should concentrate on your family, your better half, your kids, and your progress. You see, in totality, you should be going in a positive way. And that is a challenge, I would say. Unnecessarily killing yourself, you're going someplace to work, is not not my cup of tea. You should go ahead and try your hand. If one door closes, there are so many open doors welcoming you. So that is one reason. Change is there. You cannot cope up with the changing trends, as I told you. I remember preparing a dish means overnight cooking, charcoal cooking, slow cooking. Those things are not in the market now. So why we should fight with the time? Why we should don't go by car? Let's go by cycle. It's good for your thighs. It's good for your health. No, we cannot fight. It's car time. Let them go by car. We cannot fight with them. I remember, in our restaurants making, for example, dal makhni. It's a long process. It's a long process, washing it 9 10 times with salty water, thereafter keeping it on the lowering charcoal for overnight, and next day morning, 2 3 people are sweating, preparing a dish. Then it comes to, like a goldsmith prepares an ornament. It is like that. So the passion and lots of dry fruit is coming to the restaurant, cream, and other things are coming. These things are thing of past nowadays. I have been to some restaurants where I know people. They say, no, we get tomatoes 5 6 quintals and just grind and make a thing. Everything is prepared with that. No dry fruits, no heavy things, because these children will fall ill if we give them that kind of food. So we used to eat, we used to serve. So we cannot cope. Doesn't matter. Leave the field for others. No one can go in cricket, football, anything. I'm again saying, I'm not talking about the politicians.
Right. So moving on, to our final segment where we are talking about the future of restaurants and banquets. So my question to you would be, let's look ahead. What do you think is happening to the restaurant industry? Where do you think the restaurant and banquet industry is heading to?
It's going global. It's going global. Now you name it, you get it. I know so many tourists coming to India and asking about their country's some special restaurant. And the taxi driver is telling them, four, come. You want Lebanese food, you want Malaysians, this, continental, everything is available. So this is a good thing that global village in every field is coming. So is in the hotel industry. It's very beautiful industry. Again, it's not like the sky is the limit. You can have fun, you can enjoy your life, good foods, good wines, everything. And future is bright, because youngsters, what they want good food, they want good destinations, and another fusion time is coming. You see, you want to drink, you want to dance, you want to eat good food. This is what youngsters want. This field gives you this all, along with salaries, along with perks, I mean, you can go to foreign. If your company is flourishing, they are opening outlets in New York, in Japan, in other countries. Who will work there? You people will be sent there, you will be employed there, and during 1 year 2 year in that country, you enjoy your life as well. So this line has a very beautiful future, and this is related with the real estate. If someone opens a restaurant, buys property, and even if his or her restaurant is doing good or bad, his appreciation is going on and on. He has nothing to worry. And so are the employees. If you catch with good company, you have plenty of, you get a platform, you have plenty of options. If you are energized enough to do things, you can do wonders. My good wishes, and many good wishes for this line and the lot coming in this line.
Thank you for that answer. I mean, I agree with you. I remember my days in Bangalore, and there was just so many options. I could try Mexican food, Lebanese food, whatever you want, it's there in like literally on your fingertips. So I also see, the restaurant business becoming a holistic thing where you can try any kind of cuisine. So, a follow-up question to this is, do you think young people entering this field today have it harder or easier than you did?
I'll tell you in one line only. Our times it was harder to enter the industry and so was quit. Now it's easier to enter the industry and so is fired up or quit. So this is a very simple thing. The easy you get a job, it's very easier of the chances of getting you out. So it's not a big deal. Above all is your life. Above all is your profession, passion, affection with your love, your work. That is important. You should be going your work dancing. You if you are thrown out of a company, that's not the end of the life. There are signals of good things in future. Not to worry. It's harder. It was very hard during our times, writing on a paper, and we would write it biodata and going to different places. That all is not required now. You need a mobile, you need an email. You can just search for your job from the cozy room, or without roaming this or that site. So both ways, it's good for the new generation. It was good for our generation. Ours were entry hard, but people would never ask you to go. Nowadays, jobs, especially when you are on a very highly paid post and your vulnerability of stability is lesser accordingly. Very simple. Our times, they would employ 10, 15, 50 people and then carry on. Now now your performance is taken care of every day. It's not employer, your artificial intelligence, your machines are telling how productive you are or not. So you have to balance, face these challenges day to day. But there is there is good in it also. You need to be productive. You be full time worker. If you leave it full time and take a break and jump to another game.
Mm, thank you so much. I mean, that's so true. It's easier to exit, easier to enter, and it's very convenient for everyone, the employee, the employer. And it's all about, wherever you're feeling you're being valued, you're learning something, and you're making money along the way. So before, we wrap up, we just have a couple of questions in form of rapid fire. So my first question to you would be, what was your favorite dish that you loved overseeing?
Well, it is mutton dish. I was very fond of eating mutton. A mutton do piazza, cooked in a very slow fire. It should take time. I mean, if you're cooking mutton, it should take at least 1 to 1.5 hour. So gradually it should get into it. It should not get burnt. It should not be, not cooked from within. So that was my very favorite dish from non-veg. And veg, of course, whatever you get is good.
Right. So all the foodies out there, take a note. It's mutton do piazza. And yeah, so the next question would be, most difficult event that you ever managed, if you can recall that.
Well, most difficult events are when you have a big banquet going on. For example, you have a preparation for 500 people, and in general we take 10% extra. Our chef books for 550 people or maximum 600 people, and you get 800 people in that function. And you are you have to give them food, be it staff food, be it quickly cooked food, and that is charged. For 800, the company is going to charge. But the painful or uh, bad thing is that we miss the consistency or the appreciation line where we prepared garnish and we prepared dishes like beautifully, and when this rash mess happens, these type of things happened with me in 2 3 functions. I remember once a big company, Indian medical company, they had a annual general meeting, and where everybody was called, their pharmaceutical partners and their suppliers and all. Their gathering was around 3,000. I repeat, it turned out to be 5,000. I don't know from where people came, and we had to fight. We had to manage it in such a way that we had to take off our ties and putting in the pocket, hiding ourselves. So there we were, in situation. In the same way, in restaurants I have faced on Saturday Sundays, where glasses were broken, entry gate glasses were broken, and we had narrow escape for our staff. Such things happened a couple of times, but it's part and parcel. It's in every field, and now we remember, we laugh at it. So is life.
I'm sure there are plenty of more, many more tales, but we are running short of time. So my next question would be rapid fire question is one innovation you wish existed during your time, something from today.
Yes, this networking and this kind of technology that was not there during our times. Infrastructure was not that strong. Facility, you see, the facilities were not as much as we have now. For example, transportation. See, now even if we have female staff, we can have our own drop home facility. These were not there. Metro services or other infrastructure that is nowadays. And during our times, a big problem which we faced in many way was union, this labor problems, which are not now. I wish we were working in this era. During our times, this union and these kind of things were very high. We had to bow to these things at times. They used to blackmail us. They used to you know abuse us, I would say. So those things, we were from the management side, and we were taken as you know villains during those times, which nowadays it's not there. I'm very happy that professional can work professionally without labeled or something. Everybody is doing. If the people in the management, they want good work, they want good productivity, they want company to flourish. And for these things, for doing these things, if you are blamed to be a villain in the company or abused, those things I sometimes miss. But nowadays I'm happy that these things are not happening. People are much more professional these days. These days bhaiya bhabhi system has come to an end. And again, I wish all the best to all youngsters.
Speaking of youngsters, the last question is one advice for young people entering the hospitality industry today.
Youngsters should be professional. That is number one. You make your mind. It's not like bread and butter. You should make your mind. Yes, I am going to give the glorious period of my life to this profession. I should be doing it wholeheartedly, passionately. And second thing, you should learn to say no. You should say no when you are overworked, when your health is not okay, when you are being exploited, you should stand up and say no. Nobody is going to hit on your face, and you should know your value. If company is flourishing, you should simultaneously. You should know the art of getting money. There's nothing wrong in it. The employer is exploiting the professional, so should professional. I mean, not in a wrong way. Don't do anything wrong in your life. Professionally, you exploit your employer. If you like my job, you know I am a good chef. You pay me my value, otherwise let me go. Very simple. So this is an advice. Be punctual, be honest. You go to any course, many of you come from different institutes. Take my words, nobody tell you to be loyal, nobody tell you to be honest. Show me a book where it is written that professional should be loyal. No. Show me a book where it is written you need to be honest, but you need to have those values which will count. If not, then one or the other day, if you are on the other side of it, you will repent. Never go on wrong ways. Never choose a wrong path which can lead you to nowhere. Choose a right path. Let it rain, let it storm, but you're going the right direction, and your goals would be beautiful, lovely. Believe me.
On that note, I mean, that's a good way to end the conversation. There was so much we discussed and so much, we've learned. And I have been listening to the story, since the moment I was born, but I wanted to share this experience with everyone else also. And thank you for sharing your journey with us, giving us the insight how, things used to be and how things have evolved. And for everyone listening, whether whether you love eating or you want to open your own restaurant, I hope this kind of helped you and give you little context and things to learn from your past and something to look forward in the future. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And thank you again for your time, and we will see you soon again.